To try genocide committed in July in International Crimes Tribunal. Investigation to be conducted under UN supervision, says law advisor. Diplomats of India, United States, United Kingdom, KSA, China and European Union meet Foreign Affairs advisor. All commit to work with interim government. Case filed with the International Crimes Tribunal against 10 people, including Sheikh Hasina and her ministers, over genocide. Former Law Minister Anisul Haq and advisor Salman F. Rahman placed on 10-day remand. Business expenditure may decrease 10% if extortion is stopped in transportation. United States calls for immediate ceasefire in Gaza to prevent regional conflict in Middle East. And Real Madrid to face Atlanta in UEFA Super Cup final tonight. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is News at 10 on BTV and BTV World. I am Imtiaz Ahmed Siddiqui with you. You just heard the headlines. Let's move on to the details of those stories. Chief Advisor of the Interim Government, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, asked the country's garment manufacturers to help rebuild the nation after 15 years of plunder by the dictatorship of Sheikh Hasina. He said this while meeting with the leaders of the Bangladesh Garment Manufacturers and Exporters Association, BGMEA, at his office at the State Guest House, Jamuna, today. The chief advisor said the interim government inherited a broken economy and they now face a tough job to fix the country and steer it to a growth path. He said the country cannot afford to fail, else its impact will be disastrous. The nation may face existential crisis. Dr. Muhammad Yunus said the student revolution which toppled Sheikh Hasina's 15 years of brutal dictatorship was unprecedented in human history. They have put their trust in us. The chief advisor said Bangladesh is the world's second largest garment exporter. The interim government wanted to grow further. BGMEA leaders said they fully support the leadership of Muhammad Yunus at this crucial juncture of the nation. They demanded the creation of a task force for this sector. They wanted the interim government to help restore trusts of international buyers in Bangladesh. They placed a few demands, including relaxed debt repayment and utility bills payment. Dr. Muhammad Yunus patiently heard them and promised to look into their demands. BGMEA President Khondakar Rafiqul Islam led the delegation. The killings taken place to suppress the recent student movement demanding quota reform will be tried at the International Crimes Tribunal. The interim government has decided it. There will be efforts to ensure investigations into these killings under the supervision of the United Nations. Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs advisor to the interim government, Professor Asif Nazrul, said this at a press conference at the Secretariat today. He said the killings taking place between July 1 and August 5 will be tried at the International Crimes Tribunal. The false and repressive lawsuits filed centering the movement will be withdrawn by tomorrow and the rest ones will be withdrawn by August 31st, added the advisor. Responding to a query on assistance to the victims of the Aina Ghor, Professor Asif Nazrul said the issue of disappearance at Aina Ghor is very important and it is not at all being watered down. All-out cooperation will be given if any one of the victim families seeks assistance in this regard, he added.
যে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল ক্রাইম ট্রাইব্যুনাল অ্যাক্ট আছে সেই আইনে আমরা জুলাই গণহত্যা এটার জন্য দায়ী যে ব্যক্তিবর্গ আছেন এবং যারা আদেশ দিয়েছেন বিভিন্নভাবে সহযোগিতা করেছেন তাদের সকলকে বিচারের আওতায় আনা সম্ভব। আমাদের ইনভেস্টিগেশন টিম থাকবে, তারা কাজ করবে জাতিসংঘের তত্ত্বাবধানে, সর্বাত্মক তত্ত্বাবধানে। সেটার লক্ষ্যে সমস্ত উদ্যোগ গ্রহণ করব। আপনারা জানেন পুলিশের অনেকে কাজে ফিরে আসার মতো পরিবেশ ছিল না, আস্থা ছিল না। এটা জাস্ট গতকাল থেকে ওনারা প্রায় ফুললি ফাংশনাল হয়েছেন, এই জন্য একটু টাইম লাগছে। তো আমরা আশা করছি এই বৃহস্পতিবারের মধ্যে ঢাকা শহরে যে মিথ্যা এবং হয়রানিমূলক মামলা হয়েছিল সেগুলি প্রত্যাহার সম্পন্ন হবে। এবং ইনশাআল্লাহ 31 অগাস্টের মধ্যে সারা দেশে প্রত্যাহার করা হবে। আপনারা মনে রাখবেন এই ট্রাইব্যুনালে যে কোনো ব্যক্তি মামলা করতে পারে, এমনকি স্টেটও মামলা করতে পারে। ওনারা এনফোর্স ডিসঅ্যাপিয়ারেন্স বা গুমের মামলা করতে পারেন, এবং গুমও আপনার এখানে মানবতা বিরোধী অপরাধের যে ডেফিনেশন আছে সেটার মধ্যে গুম নামক অপরাধও অন্তর্ভুক্ত। আমরা প্রথম জুলাই হত্যাকাণ্ডের ব্যাপারে জোর দিচ্ছি, ওইটা অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। কোনোভাবেই আমি এটা খাটো করে দেখছি না। অবশ্যই এই ব্যাপারে ভিকটিম পরিবারের যে কেউ আমাদের হেল্প চাইলে আমরা সর্বাত্মকভাবে হেল্প করব। আমি অলরেডি আমাদের ড্রাফটিং উইংয়ের মাধ্যমে যতগুলা নিবর্তনমূলক আইন আছে সেটা লিস্ট করেছি। সেখানে সবচেয়ে খারাপ যে সেকশনগুলো, যেগুলির আন্ডারে আপনাদের সাংবাদিকদের হয়রানি করা হয়েছে, আপনারা মুক্ত সাংবাদিকতা থেকে বঞ্চিত হয়েছেন, ডেফিনেটলি আমরা এগুলি বাতিল বা সংশোধনে যেটা প্রয়োজন সেটা করব।
Indian High Commissioner in Dhaka, Pranay Verma, UK High Commissioner Sarah Cook, Ambassador of Saudi Arabia, Isa bin Yusuf Al Duhailan, Chinese Ambassador Yao Wen, Acting US Ambassador Brent Spanier, and a US delegation paid courtesy calls on Foreign Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hussain at his office in Dhaka today. Later briefing reporters, the Foreign Advisor said the diplomats expressed their support to the interim government on behalf of their countries.
ডিপ্লোম্যাটদের বেসিক রিঅ্যাকশন হচ্ছে প্রত্যেকেই চায় যে এই সরকারের সাথে, নতুন সরকারের সাথে তারা সমর্থন করে এবং তারা চায় যে এর সাথে ইন্টারেক্ট করতে। ব্রডলি আমরা আমাদের ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড বলেছি কেন এই সরকার এখানে আছে এবং সরকারের সামনে রোড ম্যাপ কি, রাষ্ট্রীয় যে কাঠামো, সেই কাঠামোতে ব্যাপক পরিবর্তন দরকার। সব পরিবর্তন যে এই সরকার করে ফেলতে পারবে তা না, পথ নির্দেশটা আসতে হবে, যেটা ইরিভার্সিবল হতে হবে, যাতে করে কেউ এসে হুট করে ওটাকে ফেলে দিতে না পারে। এই ধরনের অরাজকতা যেন না আসতে পারে সেই জন্য ব্যবস্থা রাখতে হবে, এবং সবার প্রশ্ন, সবার দাবি যে করাপশন কমাতে হবে। সীমান্ত হত্যার ব্যাপারে আমি বলেছি যে এই একটি ইস্যু আমরা চাইলে, দুই পক্ষ যদি চাই, আমরা অবশ্যই বন্ধ করতে পারি। আমি তিস্তার কথা এটুকু বলেছি যে 100 কিউসেক পানিও যদি থাকে তার মধ্যে 30 কিউসেক কি আপনারা আমাদেরকে দিতে পারেন, আমি এই শব্দটা ব্যবহার করেছি। চীনের সাথে সম্পর্কের ক্ষেত্রে সরকার এখানে কে থাকলো না থাকলো কিছু আসে যায় না। চীনের সাথে বাংলাদেশের মানুষের সম্পর্ক, সুসম্পর্ক আছে। আমি এটাও বলেছি যে আসলেই বাংলাদেশের মানুষ চীনকে পজিটিভ দৃষ্টিতে দেখে।
The leaders of Gano Adhikar Porishad met Home Advisor Brigadier General Retired M. Shakawat Hussain at the Secretariat today. Later talking to reporters, President of the Central Committee of Gano Adhikar Porishad and former Daksu VP Nurul Haq Noor issued a warning against the anarchists.
আপনারা যদি কারো উস্কানিতে রাস্তায় নেমে কোনো ধরনের নৈরাজ্য এবং বিশৃঙ্খলা করেন, শেখ হাসিনা তো পালাতে পারছে, আপনারা কিন্তু পালাতে পারবেন না। একদিকে আইন শৃঙ্খলা বাহিনী, একদিকে সেনাবাহিনী, একদিকে আমরা জনগণ, বিপ্লবী ছাত্র জনতা। কাজেই কোনো ধরনের নৈরাজ্য করার দুঃসাহস আপনারা দেখাবেন না।
Interim government's finance and planning advisor Dr. Salihuddin Ahmed said action against embezzlers and corrupt persons will be continued. He made the assertion today while briefing journalists at the Bangladesh Secretariat. The Finance and Planning Advisor said there is no need to take a new policy. The existing policy is fine. The problem was in implementation, and that will be removed. He said common people will get news of relief from the market, but it is not possible overnight. Salihuddin Ahmed said work will be done to fix production, market and supply management. The advisor called upon all to work fearlessly to ensure that money is not wasted due to lack of coordination. At the same function, Bangladesh Bank Governor said discussions will be held with development partners to increase the reserve. The central bank will also soon discuss with the government to fix everything in the banking system, added the governor. A complaint has been filed accusing 10 people, including former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, with the International Crimes Tribunal on charges of genocide and crimes against humanity. Supreme Court lawyer Ghazi M.H. Tamim made the application today on behalf of Muhammad Bulbul Kabir, father of Arif Ahmad Siam, a student who succumbed to his injuries 2 days later after being shot by police during the anti-discrimination student movement in Sawar on August 5. The complaint has been filed to the coordinator of the International Criminal Tribunal's investigation agency. Also, an application was submitted to investigate action against the accused, registering the complaint under Section 8 of the International Criminal Tribunal Act 1973. In the petition, it has been said that those who were killed or injured during July 15 to August 5 across Bangladesh and later died on different dates will be covered under this. Former Prime Minister and Awami League President Sheikh Hasina, former Road Transport and Bridges Minister and Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir, former Home Minister Asadul Zaman Khan Kamal, former ICT State Minister Junaid Ahmed Polok, former Information State Minister Muhammad Ali Arafat, former Inspector General of Police Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun, former Additional Inspector General of Police and Dhaka Metropolitan Detective Chief Haruna Rashid, former Dhaka Metropolitan Police Commissioner Habibur Rahman, former Director General of RAB Muhammad Haruna Rashid, and anonymous armed members, leaders and workers of Awami League, Chhatra League and Jubo League and Awami League and Chhatra League and Jubo League and Awami League and its other affiliated organizations were accused of genocide and crimes against humanity in the complaint. In addition to plaintiff and other witnesses, reports published in various media from last July 16 to August 6 were attached with necessary documents. Further proceedings will be conducted after the probe report is submitted to the Chief Prosecutor of the Tribunal. Chief Metropolitan Magistrate Court today placed Salman F. Rahman, Private Industry Affairs Advisor to former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, and former Law Minister Anisul Haq on a 10-day remand in a murder case. Dhaka Metropolitan Magistrate Muhammad Mamun Rashid passed the order in the presence of them. Police sought a 10-day remand each for Salman F. Rahman and Anisul Haq in the murder case. They were arrested from Dhaka's Sadarghat yesterday while trying to flee the country using the waterway. They were shown arrest in a case filed at Newmarket Police Station over the killing of a shop employee on July 16. The amount of extortion money on roads for transporting goods is over Taka 1,000 crore every year. As a result, the cost of doing business goes up and prices of goods increase. Insiders say the cost of doing business may come down by up to 10% if extortion is stopped, and the prices of daily essentials like vegetables may decrease by up to 40%. The extortion syndicates on roads have disappeared following the fall of the Awami League government and presence of students on roads. Citizens of the country are getting benefits of the development. Before the fall of the government, extortion was going on openly. Drivers of bus, covered van, pickup, CNG auto rickshaw had to give money as extortion at different spots. Different bus, truck and Laguna stands were common places for extortion. But soon after the fall of the Awami League government and presence of students on roads, extortion has come down to a great extent. According to mass media reports, there are 932 organizations of transport employees. Of them, 686 are illegal. These organizations used to extort Taka 1,059 crore every year. But recently, the scenario has changed largely. Now, international news. U.S. Ambassador to United Nations Linda Thomas-Greenfield told the UN Security Council that a broader regional conflict was not inevitable. She said that the United States' overall goal remains to turn the temperature down in the region, deter and defend against any future attacks, and avoid regional conflict. That starts with finalizing a deal for an immediate ceasefire with hostage release in Gaza. Meanwhile, 3 Palestinians have been killed and several injured in an Israeli attack on a house in the Maghazi refugee camp in central Gaza. Another 2 people have been killed in Israeli artillery shelling of an apartment building in the northern city of Beit Lahia. Israel's military ordered Palestinians living in more areas of battered Khan Yunis to flee and closed a route to the southern Rafah that was used to deliver humanitarian aid. At least 39,929 people have been killed, 92,240 wounded, and displaced more than 90% of the population in Israel's attack in Gaza since October 7, 2023. Russian President Vladimir Putin has told Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas that he is concerned about the high number of Palestinian civilian casualties in Gaza. In a meeting in Moscow on Tuesday, Abbas said that Russia was considered one of the dearest friends of the Palestinian people, while Putin reaffirmed Russia's support for a two-state solution. Russia has long sought to balance cordial ties with both Palestinian groups, and Israel has drawn the ire of Israel since the beginning of the war in Gaza by hosting delegations from Hamas and underscoring civilian suffering in Gaza. And now, weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said light to moderate rain or thundershowers accompanied by temporary gusty wind is likely to occur at many places over Khulna, Borishal, Chattogram and Sylhet divisions, and at a few places over Rangpur, Rajshahi, Dhaka and Mymensingh divisions. Besides, moderately heavy to heavy falls likely to occur at places over the country. Night and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country, said the Met Office. And now sports news. Real Madrid will face Atlanta in the final of the UEFA Super Cup football tonight. The match will be held at 1 a.m. Bangladeshi Standard Time at the National Stadium in Warsaw of Poland. France's World Cup winner Kylian Mbappe may debut in Real Madrid's jersey in this match. During the bulletin, headlines once again. Chief Advisor Dr. Mohammad Yunus asks ready-made garment manufacturers to rebuild the nation. Government decides to try genocide committed in July in International Crimes Tribunal. Investigation to be conducted under UN supervision, says law advisor. Diplomats of India, United States, United Kingdom, KSA, China and European Union meet Foreign Affairs advisor. All commit to work with interim government. Case filed with International Crimes Tribunal against 10 people, including Sheikh Hasina and her ministers, over genocide. Former Law Minister Anisul Haq and advisor Salman F. Rahman placed on 10-day remand. Business expenditure may decrease in 10% if extortion stopped in transportation. United States calls for immediate ceasefire in Gaza to prevent regional conflict in the Middle East. And Real Madrid to face Atlanta in UEFA Super Cup final tonight. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us. Khuda Hafiz.